こんな風に命を落とすとは思ってなかっただろう。私はずっと分かってたけどね。
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and today we are once again at the Helix facility before we go to Champs in about 2 days in the UK. But today we're going to be talking all about Revenant Reborn, and more specifically how he is looking to get a nerf in the near future, as Respawn devs have said they are going to be taking a look at him, but that also means some stuff for future legends coming into the game and how they are going to be releasing. We're also going to give out 45 bucks. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So we are nearing an entire month now that Season 18 has been released, and so far a lot of people seem to really like the new Revenant Reborn. However, there are a couple of tweaks that could be made. As shown in this gameplay clip right here, this gentleman actually hits a Rev ultimate with 2 Kraber shots. The guy still stays up and then continues to fire on him with the L star before finally getting him, which has led to some concern about the fact that Rev Reborn might just be a little too powerful with his ult. Now, Respawn did actually do an AMA not too long ago, and someone actually asked, even though Rev Reborn has a giant hitbox, his ult feels so unfair to go against at times, and a Respawn dev known as Devin actually responded saying Rev intentionally came out strong and his ultimate is a big part of that. They've also felt it internally, and there's no promises yet, but he did say, I will not be surprised to see some dials turned in the future for this ability. This was actually brought up a couple of different times and asked again about Revenant Reborn. Someone asked, don't you think that 75 shield from the ult, which refreshes on knocks kills, is a little bit too much? The same dev responded, this is great feedback, it's possible and definitely very strong. We're definitely looking at this and his overall performance. It's also important to know there that the Horizon Q is also being looked at in the near future. There is no plans to remove the heals in the lift, but it is something that you can be expecting. Now, this shouldn't come as a surprise because Apex Legends releases stuff all the time incredibly powerful. In fact, in Season 17, we got the brand new Ballistic, and less than a season afterwards, even when no one was asking for it, he did get a nerf to his tactical. It basically made it 20 damage and the effect would last for 12 seconds, and the nerf decreased those values. You can also look at Seer, who Respawn even said released very powerful with the bow check bow as well. It is basically a marketing tactic. It gets a lot of people hyped to play this new legend and see what it's all about and how good they can actually be with the legend. Of course, Seer actually had a little bit of an issue because they did nerf him, but they continued to have problems because they couldn't find the right fit. He actually stayed in the meta for like 5 or 6 seasons and is still pretty decent, if not OP still. And this isn't something that only sticks with legends. As I mentioned, the bow check bow, but the nemesis is the most recently added weapon, and even though it hasn't been nerfed yet, and there has been some speculation that once the ALGS championship is over, it will see some kind of nerf as it will come out of the crafter. They don't want to mess with the meta. This thing is one of the most powerful weapons in the game, yet hasn't been touched in a single instance because Respawn wants players to get in and test out the cool new stuff coming to the game, which makes sense. It's a little bit of a shame for those that get really dialed in to a certain legend and then just have it completely reworked, and so they have to refigure out if they want to actually use that legend, and it can sometimes make the skins that they buy for that legend worthless if they end up switching over. But the question is, are we going to see this with the Season 19 legend? Now, as most of us are aware, Conduit has been found in the files, and there have been numerous leaks that they are coming in next. This was originally leaked back in Season 12 with the character model as a dummy, and it had a passive capacitance where it would regenerate their shield over time and gain extra regen for each nearby ally, which is similar to Watson's ultimate. Along with that, there was the tactical arc flash where it heals the shields of targeted allies, but that apparently looks to have been scrapped, along with an ultimate alternating current where Conduit launches the arc cluster bombs, damaging the shields of people near the blasts, which kind of makes her an interesting support slash offensive based legend, maybe even a control to some degree. And you might be wondering, well, why did you call Conduit a her? Well, there are 2 prevailing theories. One is that it is going to be Margot, which is the friend of Catalyst, who is also known as Big Sister, as it is a lightning bolt scar on her face. Conduit, known for kind of its electrical properties, it would make a lot of sense. And that story we have been waiting to come back to for quite a while. And when Respawn was asked if Margot is Big Sister, they actually said no comment, seeming that they are setting up the lore for that. The other option is that it is actually going to be Mila A / Mila Alexander, Crypto's sister, which was shown actually in the lead up to Revenant Reborn. And the reason why it would be Mila A is because there is a character in the file known as Mally. This is actually a model of it right now. It's got some interesting patterns on it, but this is her early dummy model, which gives an idea of what the skin will look like. But Mally is actually an anagram of Mila A, hence Mila Alexander, Crypto's sister. But the only thing new in the files we actually know about Conduit is called the Zapper, which is a Mally's tactical. It fires an arc shot forward after a charge time. This was Conduit's old ult, so it probably toned down and changed to her tac. Her ult is probably heal related, so Conduit is actually being changed as we speak. We saw this with Revenant Reborn. As we know, his original abilities were actually wall running and some other cool concepts that didn't make it into the game, and Conduit is a season 12 leaked legend, so obviously a lot of the changes are going to be happening this season. The big question though is Conduit going to come out as a banger legend in season 19, way more powerful than the others, or if she's going to be a little bit on the weaker side? I am excited though because it sounds like she's a support legend, and we haven't had one of those in a very long time. Technically Newcastle is the most recent one, but he was moved into support, I believe, when they did the meta change back in season 16. Let me know down below, do you guys like the idea of legends releasing in a stronger state than being nerfed later on down the line, or would you prefer them to be more fine-tuned before they actually do release? Don't forget to check out the second channel by my editor Novell, who does amazing Apex Legends content, and until next time, legends, see ya at champs.